Okay, so today, I remain Indian, by the way. Today, I would be taking us on wireframing and sketch. Of course, this was supposed to be taken by Zoom too, but like I said, she can't do that today. So, taking us on wireframing and sketch, and I said earlier in the previous class that you should come with your sketchbook and your your pen or pencil, whichever one can fly, by the way. But I think I always prefer ballpoint. Ballpoint might be the best for you, depending on what you want to sketch, by the way. So, how many of you came with your pen and pencil?
Yeah, I came with my pen, my pencil, and A4 paper.
A4 paper, lovely. So, yes, okay. This is mine. This is my ruler. This is my pencil, my white pen, and this is my sketchboard. My sketchboard. It's my own is black. So whatever reason, I like it. You don't know why. I just like the dark sketchbook. You might not see it everywhere. But when I stumble on it, I had to buy like four because I didn't. It's always very difficult to find it, and I believe it will last take a while because each sheet is about 100, so it should take me for a long time. So I mean, that is it. So right, guys, I know you. I mean, if you have people who are into graphics design, tailoring, and architecture, literally almost every creative skill, yeah, fashion creative industry would require sketching on it. So you may ask yourself, what is sketch? What is wireframe? Some people may have an idea already, some is new to them. But let's see how we can make it simple to everyone. So the question is, what is sketch? What is wireframe? So for the learning objective, by the end of this model, students should be able to understand the purpose of wireframes and sketches. Yeah, create hands-on sketches to ideate and plan designs. You don't need to write. I think I will share this document later. Build low fidelity wireframes using paper and digital tools. Communicate design ideas effectively using wireframes. Then transition from sketches to digital wireframe. I'm going to repeat that again. Understand the purpose of wireframe and sketches. Create hands-on sketches to ideate and plan design. Build a low fidelity wireframe using paper and digital tools. Then communicate your design idea using your um, in wireframes, while you also learn how to transition from sketches to digital wireframes. Hopefully, we have time to cover everything today. So let's talk about sketches. What is sketching? The idea about sketching is the fastest way to ideate. When I mean ideate, for those that missed the first class, ideation means to um, brainstorm and bring your bring your idea into life. And sketches is the fastest way to do that. If you want to talk about your project, you want to explain your vision to people, the first thing you do is to sketch. This is one of the sketch I did in a project. I just brought it here so you can see. So what tools you use when you are sketching? Pencil, pen, marker, sketch pads, sticky notes. You can do everything you want to use to sketch. You can also use I have Surface a Microsoft Surface Pro. It's like a MacBook. Sorry, iPad tablets where you can use. So you can use tablets, iPad, whichever one you want to use to sketch as well. If you're using, you can use it on Figma. You can use Miro. You can use those things if you want to sketch with your. I think my phone also can sketch. I use my one of my phone, Samsung Ultra, S23 Ultra, has a pen. I can also use it in sketching if I want to sketch with my phone, digitally. But the idea is for you to bring your idea to life with just trying to sketch your idea. So one of the things you need to understand that there are tips in sketching. There are universal concepts about sketching. And one of the way is you sketch with a maybe image placeholder. Sketches should not be very, very elaborate. You don't need it to be elaborate. You just want to bring your idea to life. So you don't need to be a good draw. You don't need to be good in drawing. You don't even need to be good with how do I call it, with sketching. You just have to understand the concept and make sure that you explain your concept very well. Once you know how to explain your concept very well in your sketch, then it is fine. It shouldn't be elaborate. It shouldn't be, it's not a competition kind of say you want to submit to win an award. But you have to make sure that whoever sees your sketch understand what you're trying to represent. So there are some symbols that are universally accepted, like circle, stand for button or icons, what I did there. Let me see if I have a sketch I can share. Okay, something like this. This is a sketch. I reckon you can see my screen. This is not purely a sketch. This is a wireframe, by the way, but I'm just giving you um circle. Maybe I can share my one of the sketch I did on my book here. You guys can see this, right?
Mm. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
Yes,
can
sir,
see
you can
this. Yeah.
see.
So this is a sketch. I'm trying to sketch a simple e-commerce sorry, e-commerce website basically. That's a header, that's a hero page. Yeah, that's the e-commerce, a simple corporate website, not e-commerce place. Yeah. So that's what I was trying to sketch. Just little things to have an idea of what my discussion with my stakeholders when I was having meeting with them, just quickly sketch what I thought they will understand. Because when someone is giving you a project brief, sometimes you need to sketch the idea and show them if to understand if you to show them or to ask to prove if you understand their point or to be sure that you understand what they're trying to ask. But sometimes you have a conversation with a client, a stakeholder, and you literally don't know what they mean. You might feel you understand them only to know that you really don't understand what they are saying. So the best way is to sketch it and send back to them and ask, is this idea? Is it what you're trying to is it what you're trying to does it resonate with your idea, with what your initial concept? And they can say yeah, they can say no, okay, can we change this? And I always say no need to be an artist, clarity over perfection. This is what I normally write. No need to be an artist. It should be clarity over perfection. You must understand that your clarity is more important than being a perfect sketch. Do they understand your sketch? Do they understand what you're trying to say? Do they understand what you're trying to do? So once you get that idea, that's fine. So focus on layout, structure, and interaction points. Let me show you what I mean. Focus on the layouts, structures, and interaction points. Now, I think I need to join with my second device and show you something on my screen. A minute, let me just join with my device. All right. How do I do this? Okay. I want to, a minute, let me spotlight this. All right, so guys, let me show you something. Now, let's say I want to on my screen, I'll show you. This is an app. This is the e-commerce app. I don't know if you guys can see my sketchbook, right?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Now, this is an e-commerce app on the board on the screen as well that I want to. Oh, sorry. Please don't go off again. This is an e-commerce. The one on the screen is what I want to sketch. Let's assume that's what I want to sketch. Literally going to sketch with my biro, right? What pen am I using? Come on. Will you stop that? Okay. Let me just do this. So this is what I want to portray, right? This one has gone. Okay. So this is what I want to get. I say precision over what accuracy. Precision over accuracy. So the idea is make sure that if I put um if I put a cycle here, it shows that it will be an image. So sometimes the image might not be a visitor. This shows that there's an image in this place. You can choose to explain this place. I call it image. So that everyone would sorry, my hand is gonna be on. You can choose to call this image, right? Can you guys see my screen? Sorry, please. I'm just struggling to. Oh, where was? You can't see this. Sorry. Okay. So this is what we are trying to pick. This is what we are trying to sketch. Let's assume this. I don't know. Let me see if I can make my screen not to go off again. It's going off. Display. Ah, okay. So this is it. Now, let's say this is what we are trying to achieve in. And we say if I use a straight line like this, it is a sign that there is a text in this place. So take note, straight lines indicate text. In square shape or this kind of line represent that there's an image, right? And I can choose to put an icon here, there's a button here. Sometimes, ideally, you can do something like this to show that this is either a call for action, you call it CTA, call to action, CTA, that's the word. So this means this is a button. So I don't need to write get started, right? I don't need to write I don't need to write button. You can just put CTA or I write in button if I want to BTN, it's still button. So now whoever pick this understand, okay, this is your sketch for you can call it home page. You can call it home page. You can call it whatever thing you want to. Now, once I've done that, because your steps to always connect to the next screen. So that even if someone pick it up to read, they understand the flow. So emphasis on it should always connect. So the next thing would be that instead of having to go and do the third screen, I can just do the next screen at once. Call it this one. So I would do like maybe put something like I'm doing something intentionally so that I'll use it to teach you something. Just intentionally, by the way. This line, remember I told you that the line represents text. So now, if you want it to show that it is the bigger text, you double the line like this,
What?
like header, you double the line. You get what I've just done, right? Then I
No,
put
you
that
said if
small one.
you want to do something, you should do the line.
If you
I
want to
didn't
show
get
that
that.
it is like a bigger text, like sub-heading, sorry, like it's an heading. I mean, there are two types of
Okay.
text, sub-heading and sub-heading. You do the one that is thicker. You make the text that will be thicker, a bit thick, and the line should be thicker to show that, okay, this is a header or this is heading, yeah, kind of. Then the other one, the smaller text will now take Yeah. So once you've done that, then another one could be you can choose to add anything here. Like now that we have on the you see we have in favorite kilos. You can add it there just to explain something. You can label your label your food, or you can call this place let's say favorite so that whoever read it will understand. You can put here in price. You can put here in all these things. You can call it color code or color because you need to be able whoever pick up your skills should be able to get a rough idea of what you're trying to represent, even without you telling them. So you can call this and maybe put a line, call it like you can choose to write it in latest shoes. Whichever thing you want to write it, but your sketch should be well represented. You can choose to make this place. You can choose it. You can call the menu. I mean, make sure that whoever pick up your design should understand what you're trying to sketch. It's just your idea. Take for instance, in a scenario you don't even have a template like this to copy. You don't have anything you're trying to, it's just your brain. So you need to make sure that even when you come back, you remember what you're trying to sketch. Because why it look easy right now is because I have something I'm copying. Right? I was assuming I did not have anything I was copying. So you're just thinking of an idea. Okay, how does it flow? How do I arrange it? Because it's not every time we are going to see a template duplicate. You understand? So in that case, what do you do? So our ability to be able to sketch with something, come up with something and make it well understood. Anybody should understand what you're trying to represent. It's just what I'm saying. Is that okay, everyone?
Yeah.
Any question?
Yes, I
It's
have a
okay, sir.
question, please.
You have a question, please bring it on.
All right. So if we are to design for a client, the first thing we have to do is it to show them this thing or to show them the design itself first before we begin.
If you are to design for a client,
Yes.
the first thing you
So
have to do is to do what?
are we to show them the sketch first or show them the design first, then show them the sketch after?
Okay, that's a very good question. So it depends on what project you're working on. If you are working with on a client, if you're working with a client that ideally on a very normal setting, you're going to show them your sketch first.
Okay.
Means you have to make your sketch a bit presentable by using ruler instead of. So what I normally do is if I'm going to design for a client, what I normally do is that I'll turn my I wish I could see I wish I was in the office. I'll turn my sketchbook to this format. Let me see. Let me open my camera to this format and only do two screens. If it's an application, two screens per sheet. If it's a desktop design, one screen per sheet, so that I can carefully my label my my screens. I'm just going to do a sketch right now quickly on my this thing. Sorry, I'm not showing my laptop again. I'll show you the final one. All of you understand. I know. I have smart people, right? So I'll just quickly show you a screen. I'm using ruler, by the way. See, let me see if I can show you everyone. Sorry. Hmm, see, I'm trying to sketch a. I'm trying to sketch a. Sorry, I totally forgot my app. in the office. That's why I'm using this one. So I'm trying to sketch a website. So I'm going to use only one page per screen. The first thing I'll be considering would be this website will have a logo here. Right? It's going to have a logo here, and I would expect it to have some menu. Let's say one home, about, what we do, maybe contact us, and I'm expecting to have a call to action. They maybe request a demo. Now, for me to be able to represent it well, we can choose to write logo here.
Okay.
I can choose to write CTA, call to action. I can choose to write, I can call this, I can call all this, push all of this, and call it menu option, options. You see what I'm doing there, right? But because I want to be able to have enough space, so I can now say, okay, there will be a line here. You can choose to, that means when I draw a line, that means the next section is starting from here. And in my next section, I can choose to call this place. Sorry, I'm using one and I got the other one with my phone. Hero, hero section. If I really want to explain the hero section well and I want an image here, I can put an image here to show that there will be an image here, right? So I've explained, I've done a sketch right for up and down now. Now in the next section, if I want this place to be a different color, that means it's not the same color. I can either do something like this. See this line? This line represents that the next thing, yeah, like something different. It could be, so if you want to explain, you can say different color just to have a guide so that you remember why you put them here. Just, but it shows that the next thing is not they are not in the same section and it's different sections. So in this section, let's say we want to start with maybe text here. Remember, I told you a thicker line might represent and there's a big text here. Then I now put other small lines, all the small ones. Then I need a call to action here to show that it's a city call to action. Then maybe, of course, sometimes in about us, it could be what it may be about us. You can put an image here. Do you guys understand what I just did?
Do.
My design is not straight because I'm using my phone with my phone in my one hand, but I cannot hold my roller. But so that is it. Then the next thing you may want to do if you want to change that you upload the sessions. The next thing could be your services. So if you want it to align with the center, you can just put something here to show that okay, there's a text here. You can choose to explain your text. Then you do how many services do they have? Let's say 4. Or let's say depend how many. Let me see if I can put maybe 5. If it's 5, that would be like 5 is not very ideal, but that's okay. Let's say 5. Yeah. Then the next thing could be maybe footer. I always like to make footer a bit darker if it's in if it is white this thing, just to show that that's the end. So sometimes I like to do it this way, my own way. So now I can carefully, if I'm explaining this project to someone, I can tell, okay, so based on our conversation, you're going to have a logo. Or based on your brand guide, your logo should be on the right or on the left. You need to always consider that it depends on what clients. Some clients, their brand manual is that their logo should always be placed at a particular place. You must always ask if they have a brand manual on it. Then, if you can always do that. So also depends on what project you're working on. So based on your conversation, okay, so what were the things that was spoken? There were features that your client really wanted, your project manager really wanted for you to include in your project. Let's say the owner said that the project to be a very simple project like this. This is the regular, simple home screen. And it's okay, in the home screen, nothing much, I don't need anything, just go straight to the point, talk about us, what we do, and that is it. That's fine. Some people could say, okay, in the home page, I want an achievement. I want to show that we have 300 staff, we've done 20 projects, we've done this and this. Now that now leaves for you to say, okay, how do I bring those elements into your design? So in that case, let's assume this is what your clients want. You want to show that they have worked for with 10 200 clients, they have 20 staff, they have been in the system for 20 years. What do you do? Maybe I can just add another this thing, yes. Add another thing here, I can show achievements. I call it maybe, or I can even say brand we work for. Yeah, let's see this one. You see some of the website that you visit, you see brand that they work for and everything. You can call it brand. So I mean, it's not really so many things to do with it. You just have to understand every stage, every project will have a different stage. So you don't need for you to how do I call it? Know how to interpret based on the brief you had with your clients and what do I call it? And maybe project scope here. Is that okay, guys? Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
we want to yeah, so
Yes, sir.
our first class work. Our first class work. All right. You can see on the screen, right? You can see on the screen what our class work would be. So we are going to sketch a login screen. I don't need to show you guys any sample. You just assume how a login screen is always when you log in into let's say an application. What are the things you need in a login screen? Who want to I'll call name Jessica. On a login screen, what are the things you want? Jace, I'm waiting for you.
They can be like blank images, maybe nothing too shouty, something that represents the brand could be used, and then we could have the call to action button as well. Login.
Okay, thank you very much. Those are not the basic elements when it comes to sketches. On a login screen, what are the must have on a login screen?
Username,
Nassim, go ahead.
username, password, then
Username,
login.
password, login. Thank you very much.
Forgot the
Thank you very
password.
much. Thank you. Someone raised an slice. Was it to answer the question?
Yes, I just want to try.
Okay, go ahead. Try as well. Do someone has answered already, but let me hear your own if it's different.
Okay, on a login screen,
Yeah.
um, we need the section for email, section
Okay.
for password, then the login button, then under the login button, you have sign up.
All right, that's lovely. Think so now I want you guys to do a simple login screen for any project of your choice because I'm going to randomly call 4 or 5 people to please show us what they have done. You can snap it and drop on the WhatsApp group or wherever you want to. But we need to see it. So I'm gonna give you guys 5 minutes to do that. Do a login screen of any project. So that means every project will determine what kind of details you need on the login screen. Remember, it is sketch. You are sketching. Before we do that, Chukwuka, is it a question you're asking? You want to ask a question?
Yes, I
Hey,
wanted to
sorry,
I
go
want,
ahead. I didn't see your hand. Yeah.
oh, it's fine. I just wanted to know the login screens you want us to sketch. Is it what device exactly do you want us to sketch the screens for?
Whichever screen, whichever device you are doing will determine your size of how you draw your sketch. So I'm not limiting you to anything. If you're doing for desktop, you're doing for mobile, you're doing for tablet, that's fine. You have to explain what screen you are.
All
You
right.
don't even need
Thank
to
you.
explain what screen you are doing, but by the size of your frame, we will know. So guys, your time starts now. Hope all of you are doing it right. Where is it going, guys? Are we finding it easy, guys? Oh my, oh my God, I stopped recording. I didn't know. Ah, okay. All right. So, any other question? All right. So guys, we've seen all your sketches. It's nice, and this is going to take us to the next thing, which is wireframe. Wireframe. So sometimes people mistake wireframe with sketch. They are not the same. So what is wireframe? Wireframe is a basic layout of a page that outlines the structure and the key elements. So in sketch, it might not be very straight, but wireframe, you are required to mostly use either Figma, FigJam, Miro, Whimsical. There are so many tools you can use, by the way, but we always recommend Figma. Miro is cool. I love to use Miro as well, by the way. There's another one, Whimsical. There's another one, Ballistic. There are so many tools. Visual. I think Visual can do that too. Yeah, Visual can do that. I mean, it depends on what you're using, but I advise in the context of this class, we're going to use Figma or FigJam, but Figma is better. So this is more like a basic layout of a page that outlines the structure and the key elements. That's what wireframe is. So sketch is like you sketch with maybe paper, you can sketch with your digital tool. So but your your wireframe is mostly done with it's like almost a prototype because you can actually send this, you can test your wireframe the same way you test your final screen. So we just show, let's say, why do you want to use wireframe? If I give three of you, if I give an assignment right now on this group, I say you guys should deliver in 1 hour. The person that will do wireframe first or will sketch first would submit it earlier than um, any other student that will go straight to design. I can bet you that I can bet my money. As long as you're not copying design, you're doing the design with your from scratch. You're not going to copy someone's design. Whoever will sketch first will submit before any other student that will go straight to the final design. I can assure you that one. Because when you build a wireframe, it saves time. You know what you are doing. I can just convert this wireframe. Let me see if I can pick one of the wireframes I have. Let's assume let's assume this is a wireframe, right? I can easily convert this wireframe to a final design. Let me see. Oh, this my um what's a few. Let's say this let's assume this design has been approved. I'm just saying I don't need this thing. And I want to change this thing to logo because the design has been approved already, right? I think I have some logos on my oh do I yeah I should. Okay, let me use this logo. Let's say this and this is the logo. For this I'll change this to white. I don't think I like that color. Okay, this is the logo, right? And I want to write the text here. There was a text here. I can easily convert this design. I can add an image here. Did someone say something? A minute. I don't need this. Oh, I mean, I can easily convert this design. I can easily convert this design. I put a layout that is not coming out. I'm not ready to change it, by the way. I can easily convert my wireframe, duplicate it to high fidelity design, right? And because I already have a guide. If I don't want to convert it directly, because sometimes it's not very straight, it's just a wireframe. If I want to build another one immediately, I'll just get whatever screen I'm designing for. Forgotten what screen was this. Get whatever screen I'm designing for and quickly duplicate this design that I want to do, right? Without stress. Because I already have a guide of what I want to do. But you that did not have a skeletal work of what you want to do, you might waste your time. You're thinking of how to finish up a project that you don't even know how it look. You don't even have an idea of what you want to do. It's like you don't need a tailor who did not sketch before he cut the material. What do you want to sew? I think you need to sketch first. So I always advise people try as much as possible to sketch before you start your design. Slice, go ahead and ask your question.
Okay, sir. I don't understand what you said wireframe is. And like from the image on the screen now, if you see this thing, is there where this the meaning of these lines and signs are detected?
If you see this line based on what we've discussed in our classes so far, what do you think that line represents? Who want to explain? Who want to answer that question? I just want to be sure I've been saying the right thing.
Um,
Text.
it represents text,
Represent
yeah.
text, represent
The
text,
one
right?
up,
Okay. What does this line represent? These two button there, what does it represent? I already mentioned the name, Steph.
The icon or button.
Okay. What does this represent?
Like an image.
Yeah,
Image.
and are you seeing three
image.
dots here? This three dots means that you can literally I
Scrollable.
mean, scroll. I don't even need to
A
explain. You know what the
carousel.
three dots. Yes, you can. It's a carousel. That's the right word to use. Carousel. Yeah, carousel. You can scroll it. Yeah. So that is it. So it's quite easy. Yesterday, you wanted to ask a question. I'll come back to you. Let me finish with Suez. Yeah. So Suez,
Okay.
I mean,
Yes, please.
I will come back to you. So basically, these lines represent text. This is image. This is a text as well. It could be the heading here. It could be this is call to action. This can be previous. This can be next. It depends on what screen. This is called a low fidelity wireframe. Don't have to go faster than what I'm going to do today. I'm still going to cover that today. But this is called a low fidelity wireframe. We have high fidelity. We have low fidelity, middle fidelity, and high fidelity. I think on the next slide I'll talk about that, but this is a low fidelity that is just concept, no image. I'll show you the high fidelity as we proceed, and the mid fidelity and the high fidelity. So what it really helps you to do that it helps you to communicate your idea before adding visual details to it. You can please go ahead.
I think I got what I wanted to ask. So I wanted to ask you
Okay.
that for this wire framing now,
Yeah.
is it done on the app
It's done on
or we
Figma.
just
Yeah.
sketch it on paper? Because
No,
earlier on you were trying to convert. So we're trying to convert this all this the icon, or what do I call it? The lines, the box, and everything
yeah.
back to normal image.
Yes, I can do that. That's
So
what I
that's what I
wanted to do
wanted to
before.
get.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not done on paper. Do your sketch on paper, you wireframe on maybe Figma, then you can choose to do it whatever, however, but mostly wireframe is done with Figma. In my road is another option. My road is whimsical. There are so many wireframing tools you can use.
I have a question.
Yes, please go ahead, Victor.
Is wireframe compulsory? Because I've seen many projects that the designer don't even bother to use wireframe. Like they just have
That's a very wrong approach of building a project. You can do that for yourself, but believe you me, if you, of course, none of my any project that we work on, if I hire you and you don't mention that you build one, if I interview you because I consult for some companies, if I interview you and you don't mention wireframe, I won't give you the job because that's the wrong design approach. Don't get used to that approach. I always tell people don't get used to designing without wireframe. It's a very wrong approach and it's difficult to unlearn it. It's difficult to it's difficult if you get used to talk to any UI UX designers that did not follow this principle. It will take you a whole lot of deliberate action to learn it the right way if you don't do wireframe. At least wireframe or
so
sketch on wireframe. Go ahead, please.
if you're doing like an app of 200 pages, you have to do like
No, no,
screens. You have
no.
to do like wireframe
Okay.
for the
And this is always the question people ask. But you need to present a high fidelity design to your clients. Do you know the impact presenting an high fidelity design would do to you? Let's assume you present a high fidelity design to me, and I told you I don't like this concept. What do? You go ahead and start designing again, and you still come back because you're not showing me your steps.
So I have to do the 100 pages, a wireframe for it, and they went
Sadly,
like.
sadly, yes, you might not. So there are some screens that could be duplication. So you might not need to go all the screens in terms of, let's say, if I approve your login screen, that means the sign up screen will be almost close to duplicate, right? So another thing you need to do is because you are building. So if you know you're going to use, like now, let me show you something. There are some common elements in this design. Let me show you my first screen. There are some common elements in this design. See this square, see this one, see this. They have the same, see this. All I do is to build a component of all those things. I built a component. Maybe I didn't bring it on this platform, but there was a let me see. Okay, this is it. This was so I'm doing. So for me to build a component of those, right? I thought I should. I think this will even explain it better. Getting there was slide that asked that question. How easy it was for me to convert this to um a high fidelity design, a mid fidelity design rather. This is mid fidelity, by the way. High fidelity design, maybe I'll add color to it. Let's look for a better color. That color is, I don't know what the brand color is.
So what if there is a change during the designing process? I mean the actual interface. Will you go back to the wireframe and make
Yes,
it?
no, you might not have to go back to wireframe and make if the interface changes. Most times, before you even get to your high fidelity design, you've already made your changes because it is at the mid fidelity point or at this sketching point or at this low fidelity point that they'll tell you we don't like this arrangement. The process of changing design in the high fidelity is slimmer than changing um after you finish. Sorry, is on a low changing design after if you follow this principle on a high fidelity is slimmer, very slim. Based on my experience, I can tell it's very slim because you've already shown like this one now. So this mid fidelity design that I've just done right here, that I've just shown you this is image. Now the image would be yeah, do you like it? So it's not everything. I've not added all the features. Maybe it could be a call to action, a button, add to cart here, or all those things here. I've not really added all those things, but I just show you, okay, so the low fidelity, there's no image at all. It's in high fidelity with icons, so that okay, there's something that would really be here in this place. There's a button here. You see, you're just putting on and it's not really nice. But I now convert this one to a screen to okay, this is really important. All these buttons are doing. Meaning where I have this text, I call it recently added. I'm just showing in this one. I was trying to do it to convert it, but I don't think I finished it. There's a text here. So the chances of correcting it when you get to this point is slimmer than doing it when you're at this without it's slimmer than when you don't even do it at all. The problem is that if you are looking at the work, but God bless you that you don't have this kind of changes. But imagine that you now make changes on a final design. I wish I can show you a project that I worked on that was about 600 and something screens. Unfortunately, 600 and something. That's the highest I've ever worked on.
Yes, I've been
Yeah, I did
actually.
not. Is it?
I've been in that situation before that I have to like change about 60 screens, so
Lovely,
that was
lovely.
managing the project. So yeah,
Exactly.
but
So in that case, imagine how difficult because there was no wireframe, right? You did not see a wireframe. You just went ahead and the person just gave you a final design, did not show you a wireframe. If you are seeing a wireframe, believe me, you wouldn't have made those changes. Those changes. Because you would have dealt with that during the wireframe phase. At this point, you would have dealt with it.
I feel like with someone like me, I'm very indecisive. I might agree to the wireframe, and at the end of the day, I'll have issues with the things like on the wireframe, maybe after development, because I've had those issues multiple times. I used to have issues with designers, so that's why I need to do it myself.
Okay. Right. Well, I mean, I think that is more like a you problem now. That sounds like a you problem, not the designer problem.
Yes, actually.
Right. Then. Okay. So funny. Yeah. Well, let's proceed, guys. Time was really good. We've not done. We need to do a wireframe. So this is the process, how it goes. You sketch, you go to wireframe, and you do your final UI. You sketch, you do your wireframe, and do your final design. So types of wireframe, we have low fidelity. It's very simple, black and white like this one. This is a low fidelity design, nothing. Then we have a mid fidelity, a bit more details and grayscales, like see what I did here. Logo, there's detail, you've shown detail, there's a search bar here. So this is, you've not added anything, color, nothing. But it's grayscale, yeah, but it shows like, okay, there's a landing page here. This is a landing page with slider. You see what I've just done, right? This is another header button. So this is enough. So I always advise you stick with the mid fidelity rather. If you're working with someone like Victor that is indecisive and might want to stress you, so at least by this with this one, you will have an idea of what you're trying to do in your final design. So you can stick to your mid fidelity if you're working with those kind of. I mean, I don't mean to. I'm not putting it on. You know what I'm saying, right?
Yes,
Hello,
yeah, I
Victor.
understand.
All
I
right.
understand,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course,
Yeah.
like
So
I have
like,
multiple people like that. I like
exactly.
I have a lot of
So
people that even
yeah.
even the owner, sometimes the client might be very much indecisive. Like they will keep on
Yeah.
changing things even when everything is being agreed on. So
All right. Okay. All right. In context, Victor is a project manager, so you will definitely work with project manager more. Like in fact, there's no. I think in all your projects, you definitely have someone. If it's not a certified project manager, someone who double as a project manager. So you must always have someone that works as a project manager. Maybe the person that owns the project or all those things. So you always find people like that. So that's why I would advise you stick to mid fidelity. Then the high fidelity is very close to the final design, but it is not the final design. Can I show you like something like this? Maybe
Wow.
you can like this, something like this. You may just try to use all the colors. In this one, I actually added colors more. I'm not supposed to add color in this case at all. It's supposed to be grayscale, but to show the icon, but maybe this one. So final, let me see if I can pick one color. I don't like this yellow. It's too, mm, sorry. Um, what did I just, okay, sorry. Just in context so that I don't have to go far from, remove this. So just in context, right, guys? So let's assume this is it. So this is a high fidelity. It's not the final design, but it's what high fidelity is closer. But so sometimes people will want to skip to this. Once go to the final screen, if I want to go to the final screen, I'm going to add so many things, like details and everything. And takes your time and you want to present this. So if I want to present this now, maybe I want to prototype this, I will just go on prototype. I want to do prototype and I'll start saying if you click on this button, it will take the user to this page. If I click on this button, it should take the user to this page. If you click on this button, it should take the user to, let's say, login. I mean, sorry, I'm taking you guys far, but you're not in prototype lab. I'm just telling you little thing you can do.
Sorry, please. I didn't see where you clicked on to
Don't
get
ask that.
these
No,
linking
no,
arrows.
I'm not showing you anything of that. Not in this class. Sorry about
Oh,
that.
okay,
But
okay, I
yeah, not in
understand.
this. I was just trying to explain something. That's how you can prototype. So you can literally make your application. I see a wireframe as a small project without adding any skin. Whoever picks it up will understand what they are trying to represent. So it's for prototyping. we are going to do that later, not today. Not today, because that's a bit advanced. That's a bit advanced. You guys have not started designing it. So you should be able to design. But you can literally show this. This can work on any phone, right? So you don't need to do your final design. Whoever sees this on the phone now, okay, this is what this person is trying to do. So you can, this one is even finer than this. So you can, this is the prototype. You can show that prototype, copy the link and send to someone. You can open with the phone and we'll see how it functions. With if you link it properly, you will send out to prototypes, by the way. So it's very easy to do that with your screen, with your mixed fidelity, because it's close to what you're trying to do, or your high fidelity, depending on how you restrict certain elements or features on your high fidelity. It's close to that. Is that okay, guys?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
any
Yes, sir.
wireframe, I don't need this. I can share it. So tools for wireframing, I say Figma, highly recommended. We have Balsamic. It's very good for beginners. We have Whimsical, Miro for quick layouts. You can check them out by yourself. They have they are not free, but they are not free, but they have free plans. I think you can only do 3 projects, so you can always have to be deleting those projects to do another one on most of this. But Figma is okay. Then if you ever need Figma, premium Figma, come on my team. As a school, we have access to free Figma for all our students. If you need them, we can. There's not a premium plan for Figma, right? You may not have need for that, but I do most times, because if I want to convert my design to code, I can convert it, but you have to have premium. So like now I know what each of my code stand, what this is this I convert it to. This is all the code. I know all the code are being used. If I convert it to the final website, right? Because I build website too. So I need that. I can know what coding was used, with the CSS of it. I can really literally get the CSS from my Figma and I build my website for you, or build the application for you based on what the designer did. But you might not see this button on your own, because your own is, I don't think your own um is is a premium account. Or you mean if you ever need it, you can come in on, I can give you premium account as a student as well, if you really need it.
Are you using a dev mode?
Yes, that was dev mode, yeah.
Okay.
That developers mode. I don't think all the accounts will see developers mode, right? I think developers mode should be premium, right? You guys see it on your own.
No, you see it, but you have to
Premium.
pay for
You
it though.
see it, but you have to pay first to access
Okay,
it.
you see it to be for I say if I get here. So you have to be able to this I can literally export these files, everything I want, the code, how I want it. You can export for Android, for iOS. Is it depending on what I want? You kids, I mean, depending on what software I'm using to work, but I'd rather stay on CSS, depending on what I'm doing. So you know the border radius, you know what the person used. But that's for developers. So that's why the Figma is very good, because you can convert it to code. Let me just have this. Yeah. So this is more like it. So people will also advise use Figma, because it is universally acceptable. You can always share your link and someone will look at it, and if it's a developer, they can pick it up and tell, okay, can you change your grid? Can you do this? I don't think this will fly. I mean, there are some UI designers that would design things that are difficult to even bring it to life when you're working. Give developers issues. There are people like that. So simplicity is the key, by the way. But I mean, as far as you can design it with dev mode, you can know what the person did. As long as it's designable, then that means you can be coded with those code. If you know those codes, if you have dev mode, you can see what the code interpretation of that design. So what else do we talk about? Wireframe best practices. Don't jump into tools immediately. Start on paper, like I said. Then rapid sketching help explore multiple ideas before committing. Like I said, you just begin to explore ideas and you realize, oh, it's fine. It's simple. Keep it simple. Avoid images, icon, real text. Use placeholders like lorem assume. You guys know those same lorem assume. There are plugins that can help you with that, right? Let me confirm. Yeah, I think there are plugins that can help you with. Do you guys know what that those Latin stuff, let's just, yeah, look at it here. This is a plugin. You can just type this plugin, Lore. This Lore can help you generate some.
But I still, are you going to be tell us the plugins we need as a beginner? Because we need at least some plugins that will help. Or it's not yet time.
So yeah, is when we start, I think in the next class when we are doing our high fidelity design, when we start designing from next class fully, I'll tell you some plugins that you may need.
All right.
Yeah, most likely you get some plugins that you need from next class. So you do what we are going to do. I think we should do wireframe before we leave today, by then. So what else? We do small wireframe, at least one on screen. So another thing you should do is use consistent layouts. One of the way I normally advise, to use more of duplicates than you cannot be designing every time. So build components. Like now, take this. You discover that I know that I'm going to use this almost on all the screens. So I'll just build a component with this and duplicate them. So that even if I want to change it, I can go and change on one, it will affect all of them. So that can be a good option. Then what else? Label everything clearly. Like this, label everything clearly. Label what this stands for. Label what this stands for. In this case, if you're doing the low fidelity, very low fidelity design, not the high one, you can just label what this stands for. Sometimes people may understand, but if you discover that it's difficult to understand, label it. Like what we've been doing, design for user flow. So wireframes should always connect logically. Take this out. When I mean design for user flow, this is login or home page or splash screen. This is the home page. This shouldn't be here. Intentionally, I did that so that you can see what I'm trying to do. So this is supposed to come here first because you're supposed to log in before you see this, right? Have you seen what I'm doing the right? So even if I want to do a prototype right now and I want the interaction, I will just say from here. So if you click on login, it should take you to this place after you've logged in on drag or on click rather. So I can do that so that if a user click on this product now, on this product, I can tell you, okay, see a product like this is what I want the user to see. So you can just make sure that it flows well. So I can bring it here just to make sure it flows if that's how I want it to be. It just depends on how you want your flow to be. But make sure that your screens connect logically from one screen to another. So that anybody it will be easy to read and understand. It should connect logically. And what else? Start mobile first. Well, this is just a simple um design strategy. Always design for mobile before desktop. If you are designing for um multiple screen size, start with mobile first. It helps you to prioritize content and features. It's just a simple design phase, mobile phase. Some of you have heard that word, mobile first principle. You design for mobile before in desktop. It's called responsive design. Okay, it's going to take you guys that. I think it's in 2 weeks' time. She's going to take you guys on responsive design, how to design from in both all the screens and make sure that one design fits into all screens. Is how she would tell you how to use the proper layout in on mobile, on desktop, on tablets. By the way, then what else you do? Use placeholders, like I said here, placeholders, lines for text. Avoid using real content. Avoid colors, fonts, and images. Avoid colors, font, and images. If you need a slide, I can share with you. Test and iterate. Share your wireframe, like I showed you how to do the prototype. Test it, do everything, and share with your guys. But in a prototype class, you really understand how to do it. I can't do that now because I'm going faster than I would. So, guys, if it takes more than a minute to explain, I think that this is for you. If it takes more than a minute to explain your wireframe, it's probably too complicated. What icon that you were trying to explain to me, because you tried to explain it, that means what you were doing was complicated. It shouldn't be. It should be anywhere that big enough to understand. So that's a tip. That's a pro tip in wireframing. If it takes time to explain it, then it is too complicated. So at this point, I feel we should do a simple wireframe, right? Let's do a simple wireframe. How many of you know how to start a project, right? On a project, you see create file. We are going to do design. I'll call it wireframe. Wireframe. What design should we build wireframes for? Someone, let's see all the charts here and see which one interests me. Or the login screen here. Whose one did I comment on? Richard, we are going to use your own. Richard, we're going to use your sketch. I'm copying it to my screen now. Okay, so Richard, we're going to use your own. Let's see. So this is this for desktop. So I'm going to click oh, my laptop, my battery is full. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
You can hear me,
Yes.
okay.
It's better now.
All right, that's fine. Yeah. So we are going to use this. So this is for this looks like desktop. Yeah, right. Richard, that was desktop, right?
Yes, sir, that's
Okay,
desktop.
so this was desktop. So I'm going to click a frame. I'll call this frame and look for desktop. I'll use a regular desktop just for the purpose of this. First thing is always make sure that your fill is gray. You just a normal concept for your wireframe. And to stick and to remain consistent, I always prefer a bit lighter gray in mine. So I'll use this. So what I will do is I'll create a style for this. I'll call it BG wireframe. I don't think I need to explain what I've just done. Who want an explanation on how to create style? I don't think I should do that, right? If I had followed up all the classes. Okay, obviously, yeah. So Richard here, I realized that because it's just one screen, we might not need so many to create many components. But let's assume we will need, okay, I think we will need because we are going to do for sign up. So this is login. I always like to label it this way, login. So what are the things we need here? This circle, we need this line, we need this, we need this. Okay. So I'm just going to do circle. Sorry. So now, see the reason why I use a brighter one, because I want to use a darker shade of this color. Now I'm using this color and I'm going to call it wireframe. I'm going to create another one because I want to stay consistent. I'm going to call it inner wireframe. Just me using it because that's what I'll be using mostly. So now this is the logo, right? And there was a button, and this button has text inside, right? So I don't need those text. I'll just create a frame. I want someone to correct me on something. We've done something wrong, and I want to see who will remember what we've done. I want to see someone who, based on our last class, from our last class.
Sir, I feel you do not like first put the grid. You didn't first set your grid and everything.
Who said that thing? Chuka, right? You?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'm going to work on a project with you for that. Well, yeah. So I
I'm
wanted
actually
to.
waiting for you to finish so that I'll ask if in
Well,
wireframing we don't need grids.
I'm sorry, you did not say it.
No, voila.
I wanted someone to say something based on what we did, and no one said it. But
So the patient
that
dog
was
did
why
not
I
eat the
now asked
fattest
the
bone now.
question. That was why I
The
now asked
patient
to
dog
see if
did
I
not
could
eat the
prompt.
fattest bone.
That was why I now asked the question to prompt to see if I can get someone to remember. So the first thing I would have done would have been for me to build a grid tool so that, because I'm not going to work only on one screen, I'm going to work on multiple screens. So it's advisable that I build a grid system so that all my screens would be the same, right? Sorry, I'm trying to put this because I'll use it at work tomorrow. So that all my screens will be the same. So first thing first, we build grid system. Grid help us to align our our what do we call it, guys? Align our elements. So I think I'll prefer to do 28. I'll prefer to do center. Then I'll do, I think it's 80. Yeah. So that's just always my go-to. 12, center, 80, 20. That's just me. Sometimes I can use 30, so it depends on what I'm working on. 30 can fly. But I like to use 80. But it's 12. 12 is fixed. So I'll change this color for this purpose. I don't like that color. And maybe a darker one would be better. So now, so that means where my logo would be here, right? If by any chance I want to, if I'm going to, in your design, did you put any image by the side? No, everything was on the center. So this one will be at the center. I've done something that I want somebody to correct me. Who want to correct? Who want to try?
Why did you change the color of the grid?
No, that one is just for me so that I didn't like the red. It was too off, and it's a wireframe I'm working on. So I just feel the red was too off on my design. Imagine having red. Is there?
You were dragging to resize from the side rather than from down top or yeah.
Not really, but that was a wrong approach. However, because this is a shape with no image, you can do that.
Okay.
But if you resize with a shape in the image, you shouldn't do that. But this is more like a shape with no image. So, and it's not square, so rectangle is fine. If it's square, you shouldn't do that either as well. If it's circle, you shouldn't do that. But because it's rectangle, it shouldn't be the same size. So I can use that pattern. Who else want to say something? Okay, so let me explain something. So because I'm going to have like, this is just for login, and this is a frame. That means there's chances that I'm going to use this thing more than once, right? So instead of me to have it, let's say I have a login screen that, sorry, sign up in that will have this for more than like maybe 2 or 3 times. Instead of me to do that, I would have just created a component for one and insert them later. Do you understand what I'm saying, right? So on my component, do you guys understand what I'm saying? Yeah, thank you. I would have created a component to make my work easy. What component does is that, because I want to create a reusable element. So instead of bringing this in, I may just, maybe on my, what I would have done is on this logo, on this, I might take them out from here, create another page, call them components. Then, because I want to use them over and over, this is logo. I can call this one convert to create component. I call it logo. Let's assume I'm going to have, of course, I'm going to have one kind of logo, but if I'm going to have two, I can change this one to logo 2. Let me give this another color. Maybe in whatever context we are going to have something, I'll detach this color. We're going to have something a bit darker. Let's say darker. So let's say I'm going to have that. So this logo one. So if I come on my screen, I can just come in. I don't need it. I'll remove this now. So I'll just go on asset, look for logo, I bring it here. In this design, I'm using this one, right? Let's assume the next design. Let's say in the next design, I want to use another logo, but I can just leave it here for the context of this class rather. Then the same thing, I'll do the same thing for this. So this is a frame. This frame would have we are trying to do what did you do? Was it a low fidelity? You did not put anything, just text, okay? So because you did not put any text, I'm trying to repeat your own. I might just call this, leave this one there and do a line, let's say just do line. Not really, I might not need to add this line, but just to add the line or maybe make it a bit, let me just make it a bit better. No, I think it should be round. Most time people use icon, like the icon to represent that there was an icon, right? To just represent that maybe email icon here or email icon here, depending on where you want to use yours. But let's leave it here. So in this text now, I'm going to convert this to, is it frame? Yeah, frame. I'm going to convert this to a component. So this component now, this is for sign up, right? Then I'll do create an instance or add a variant, and this variant I'll call it login, so that the frame size and everything will be the same. I call this one, sorry, I can call this one email, sorry, username, right? That was what you had first. Username, this one should be email, and this component should be called login to sign up, because I will add this is for email, this is for how do I call it, this is for username, this is for sign up. Let's say you want to do another one for password. For password, sometimes you have something else here to show that maybe an I, right? You know those kind of button, right, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you just need to show that
Yes, sir.
you want to show what the person typed. So this one can be password. Then what else? Let's say what else do we need? Confirm password. I can see you the same element for that. So in this case, then I will need something else. Let's say login. Login might be a bit smaller, so I may reduce this. I might remove this. I might add this, make it a bit smaller, because login should not be this big. So I'll call it maybe button. No, call to action. Let me do CTA. I call it CTA. So if I go on my frame now, instead of using all this one, I'll remove them, go to asset, call the button, drag them here. I do one, then I duplicate it. Now this one is username. The next one is what I call it email. Then because it might not look different because they are the same. The next one is password. Notice this thing come out, right? The next one is confirm password. Then I need to be able to call my CTA, and this is not even well arranged, by the way, based on what we want to achieve, right? Have you noticed it's not well arranged? Yeah, this is okay. So by that, grid system help us. So we want to call the next one, duplicate this again. Let's say CTA is smaller. We might choose to bring. Where did you keep your own? Okay, your one was 2. By the way, let's stick to the 2. Your one was 2. So let's stick to what you did, by the way. You place it at the center. Or was it the same size? Okay, so yours was the same size. what we are going to do would be to go back to our component and change it to, based on what he did, we are going to change, what size was it? 20, sorry, what size was it? Width 430. Okay, size, your size was 117. I'll copy the same size, press here. That's the size. So this is what we are going to do, but we are going to add something else because it should show that it is a call to action, right? Just for the purpose of this training. And I want to stick to our this thing. So yeah, sit here. It should change on the page by itself. So it has changed, right? So that's what we are going to do on your own. Do you guys understand what we've just done, right?
Yes,
Do you
sir.
guys understand?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So basically, what I'm just trying to do is copy what he did there. I don't know, what was this for? What was this line for? Is it tagline, logo tagline?
Logo name and tagline.
Okay, that's not really necessary. Yeah. Then we need sign up. We need sign up and forget password. You can just choose to. You can choose to. You can choose to use text. I mean, sorry. You can choose to use a line, or you use a. What did you? How did you do your own? You can just do a normal. You can just do a normal CTA. Since it's not very. I mean, you can choose to. Maybe you can do component for it if you want to, but I don't think I want to do component for it because it's not something I'm going to use over and over. So I'll just leave it there. Make it different because it's different. No, it shouldn't be dark. Make it what the color, the normal color. So you can just choose to give it what they label it if you want to label it, or you do it this way. This way, which is ideally is a text. It was a text. So you can just do it this way. So you can choose to give it that way. You can choose to bring it at the center depending on how you want to, what you want your design to be. So that will help you. That will help you stay more like work on a proper design if you understand your wireframe. Who did design for phone? Let's do phone. Let's do phone. Whose one should we use for phone? Chiku, can you some okay? Your one was desktop. Oh, amazing! No, I would have loved to use your if I had seen your own face because you submitted first. Whose design should we use before we close? Because time is we've
I use my own.
Good luck. Good luck. Where is your own?
Yeah, second to the last.
I like this Orog one, but let's use good luck one. Let's see. He said we should use this one. Second to the last. Login, email, password, login, forget password. Okay, I understand yours. Let's copy and use. I didn't copy this one. Copy image. Copy. Let's do another frame now. So yours is good luck. Yours is a mobile. So I'm going to go on frame, go to phone. I'm always very into iPhone 16 Pro Max, don't mind me. But whatever reason, I like that frame. But I think most time people prefer to use 13 mini. I don't know why. But so let's use this one. What the first thing we are going to do, change our field to this. Then we have logo. Remember we had logo before. So I'll bring that logo again because I've already created for that. Waiting for
Your
someone to
grid,
say
sir.
something.
Your grid.
Your grid, thank you. Now remember that grid for a mobile is not the same with grid for desktop.
Desktop.
So we need to. This is grid now. Who have an idea what the best grid for mobile is?
4 grid counts.
I didn't get you.
4 grid counts.
4 grid count.
16 margin,
16 margin,
20 gutter.
and what?
20 gutter.
20 gutter. Okay. Let's see how the space is. Is it stretch or center?
Stretch.
Stretch. Okay. Okay. Do you think this space is enough? Isn't in this space? Do you think this space is okay? In this context, do you think this space is okay? Can we try something? So I decided to use you gave me 16 right that time. I decided to use 30. Not bad, but I don't think I like it. So let's try 20 as well. Okay. I don't want it to have more space here than it should be. Though 4 grid count is okay, which is fine for mobile. 4 grid count is very okay for mobile. If you try 5, sometimes it may come out, but let's see 5. But I think 4, based on who made that, who said that, by the way? Orok. That was good. So 4 grid count is okay. Stretch is fine. You can choose to use center. If I'm using center, I'm going to change this to maybe 70. If I'm using center. But what that does, it normally give more space on the edges, which is ideal because some screens may not have enough space. So I always advise you make it center. For me, it's not like an industry standard kind of, but I always advise try to centralize it. Some people use straight. There's nothing wrong with it, by the way. But I just prefer to have more space here so that accommodate any screen that you're working on or any screen that you open your application on. It just make it easier that way because some phones may not have enough space, may not have bigger screens, so it now become a problem. So I just say do it that way. So now also note that, and what else? I don't like this color. Maybe something a bit darker. I can see you the color we supposed to use, by the way. We have a color. So we can just do that. Frame. We need to build components for this frame so that we not forget, please. Desktop. Mobile grid. Hope you guys understand what I'm doing, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, because I'm just trying to make sure I where is this person grid? I'll hide this grid for now. I'm just trying to make sure I bring in the right logo, bring it forward, bring to front.
To front.
Yeah.
Not showing.
It's not saying what's the grid? Oh, am I using different thing? Where's the logo? Sorry. Yeah. What did we do? Login. Okay, this is your image. I'll bring it to front later. So what we're doing here now is to bring we may not use the same we may not use the same because it's too big. We can't use this for, so we have to create another one for mobile that will make it fit in the mobile screen. So what do we do? Create for responsiveness. Always put responsiveness into always put mobile screen into consideration. So I can do one here first. Once I do one, realize that it fits, giving me what I'm looking for. I can now take it to what the page and build components for it for whatever I want to work on now. You understand? I can do the same thing. Just I don't need to start all over again, but you guys understand what I'm trying to achieve here, right? Do you guys understand what I'm trying to achieve here, right?
Yes, sir, we do.
Yeah, I'm not going to do all
Yes,
this component. Yes, please. I'm not going to do all over again. I just want to show you. I'm not creating any component. I don't want you to see what I'm going to do, please. Because we've already exhausted our time. This is not coming up. I don't know what the issue. Where is the frame? I'm going to hide this frame for just now. And Control and Shift G. Shift G will hide the frame. Shift G will hide the frame. So I'll hide the frame and do whatever design. What do you do here? You guys can do it, right? I don't really need to do it much again, but it's quite easy. So for design purpose, because it's too to the top, you can centralize it, make it this one here, just make it a bit finer. This is not fine. So maybe bring it a bit here. Yeah, this is it. This can come out a bit better than the other one. I mean, depending on how, just make sure your design is fine. We are rushing this, but I will expect a better wireframe from every one of us. Any question before we call it a day? Any question? Because I have an assignment for every one of us. Any question? Yes, now we are not meeting again. Do you know when next we're meeting? There's no class this weekend because of Easter holiday. So you must do yeah. On the timetable I shared with you guys, there's no class. The only thing we can rather do, we can maybe, if time permit, have a catch-up class, have a class. I'm not promising, maybe I can drop on the group if we may have a class on Thursday also, so that we can meet up. But I mean, we can have a review class, depending on, it's not compulsory by the way, but let's see how it goes within the week. If I'm available, I might. If another mentor is available, he or she would. But officially, there's no class in the weekend till next week. So you have a whole long weekend. You guys need to do something.
Okay.
Yeah. So at least
It's
we are going to
fine, it's
expect.
fine.
I'm going to expect 3 wireframes from um 3 wireframe from every one of you. So I'm going to give you a minute. Now, this is a very high fidelity wireframe, by the way. This is too high. I don't want you guys to do something like this. So these are, just check it. So I'm going to divide you guys into groups. Let's see. Where are the participants on this class for your assignment? How many people do we have on this call? So take note, good luck, Abdul, Adeyinka. Let me snap the people out. Let me snap so that I can know the people I'm adding to. Okay, let me snap it. So, because you guys have an assignment, everybody. So I'm dividing you guys to groups. So, Adeyinka, good luck, Chuka, Slice, Nasum. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You guys are going to do a desktop wireframe off. Take note of this, a desktop wireframe of an e-commerce website.
Wow.
An e-commerce website. Take note, an e-commerce website showing when a user sees a product. Now, let me show you an example of an e-commerce website. It's very easy, right? Let's pick one e-commerce website in e-commerce. No, I think I have Team Forest. Let me go to Team Forest. I have one account. I can show you one e-commerce. Something like this, by the way. Now, hold on. Let me show you something. Now, not the home page, but the product page. Let's say a user, something like this. This is a product page. A user sees a product, add it to cart. and make purchase. So it's 3 screen: product page, cart page, and purchase complete. Do you understand?
Okay.
Yes. So product page, please take note. Product page, add to cart, and order complete. So 3 screens. Product page, take notes, please. I'm not writing it down, but hopefully I'll remember. So you do product page like this. Look for any website. So you guys don't have to do the same project. You don't have to go on a group, but you are doing the same assignment, different websites. Just go and check any e-commerce product page. When you click on product page, how does the cart look like? Let's say view cart. See how a cart looks like. This is a category. This is how the cart is
You're not
like.
seeing your screen, sir.
Oh, am I showing? I'm not showing my screen.
You're
Yes, even
seeing
from
your
the first
face.
one.
Okay, sorry about that. So
It's up, sir. It's up now.
so let me see. Is it showing now?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
It's free now.
Okay, so this is a product page, a sample product page. It must not be like this. I'm just showing you one website. Then when you add to cart, you go a product page, then the cart page where you see all the things you've added to. Of course, all of us as shop on any this thing. When you add to cart, this is it. This is like all the cart, everything in your basket is. Then you check out. I don't need check out, just show order complete. Just show anything that shows order complete, either successful, whatever you want to do, just show order successful. Let's see, is there any other? Do you understand what I'm saying, right? Do any design that shows that the order is successful. Do you guys understand?
Yes, sir. We understand, sir.
Yeah. So who are the people again?
But sir, are we looking to do a mid-fidelity wireframe?
Choose whatever you want to do. I'll suggest you do mid fidelity.
Okay, sir.
But choose whatever you want to do. Who are the people again in the group? Adeyinka, Good Luck, Chukwuka, Slice, and Nasum. Then Yetunde, Alex, Polygram, Abdul, and Orok. You guys going to work on an application.
Sorry, but I thought you put me in the initial group because you mentioned my name before.
I mentioned your name before?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, because you said
did I mention your name too?
Oh, no, you didn't.
Okay, Abdul, if I mentioned your name before, then that's your group. So Yetunde, Alex, Polygram, Orok, we are going to work on an application. So look for I'll still use, look for, do you have access? You know how booking ride is, right? When you want to book a ride.
Booking a ride. Yes, we'll check.
A ride, any ride application, right? Like you want to book Uber, Bolt, Go My Way. So check anyone, go and open the ride, check out Bolt work, check Uber. So do where you choose your location. Can you hear me? Let me open one now, by the way. Let me open my Bolt. You don't feel already, right? But believe you me, one of the key things about things like this that if you do it, you definitely know it. So home screen. So for those guys, you are doing home screen. Then once you do home screen, where you are going, like you can use both, you can use whatever, choose where you are going and confirm you're right. You're right. Just that 3 screens, don't pass 3 screens. So choose the home screen where you see everything, like say Bolt now, where are you going, your location, you put that screen. Then once you choose where you are going, it will show you all the maybe price and everything, and choose it and choose the one you're going. You don't pass 3 screen, but I want to see what you are doing. Is that okay?
What's the last one, please? Choose where you are going.
So choose where you are going. So first thing is home screen, choose where you are going. Then depending on how your own, if you are replicating in Uber, you see how they work. I don't want to put you guys on a cage where you don't know what to do. So I don't pass 3 screen, but I want to see a wireframe of I want to see a wireframe of how you book a ride, just 3 screens. Maybe home screen where you choose where you are going. Then you choose your ride. You give you some ride options, something like that. I don't know if that's how it works, but yeah, you choose ride option. Like now, there's one that's showing 15 pounds. This one is showing 14 pounds. So I can choose which one I want. And this one is showing 7 minutes away. This one is 20 minutes away. So that can also do. You can choose your ride. Is it rider? Then you select your no. See me, I don't almost go pale. Where am I going? God, I may go. Okay, so that is it. Is that okay, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
And
sir.
then Richard, Victor, Olamide, Ijoma, and Jessica. All right, what do I give to you guys now? I'll prefer you guys to work on application as well. Okay, fintech. Fintech. What fintech app should we use? A banking should find banking, right? Or banking should find, yeah. How does banking screen works? Yeah, bank work. So as if you want to send money. Which of the applications do you even use in sending money? So if just do a fintech app. I'm trying to see Nigerian app. Let me open one of my Nigerian application. What bank should we even use?
I use Pumpy.
I don't know how Pampe works, but literally,
Someone said OPay. Let's use OPay.
OPay. I don't know how OPay. I think can I download OPay from here?
I don't see your screen.
I'm going to see if I can download OPay from my OPay. This app isn't available in your region. Sorry, I can't download it.
Oh.
I can't download OPay from where I am. But if OPay ID is fine. So once you log in, do as if you want to send money. So click on the send money screen, add the currency you want to send, and confirm your payment. So 3 screens. Do you understand, right? However, OPay works, but don't exceed 3 screens. Is that okay?
Please, can you recap?
So when you open the app, don't do the splash screen. We don't want to see the splash screen. The first thing I want to do, except you have enough time, the first thing you want us to do is the home screen where you see how to, is it send money, or where you see how to, that first screen that you see up once you log in on your OPay app, do a wireframe of that.
Yes.
Then initiate a transfer. You know when you want to initiate transaction, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Then confirm your transaction. That's it. Finished. Is that okay?
Must it be OPay?
No, it mustn't be OPay.
Because I don't use OPay or TIM, so
it mustn't be OPay.
Since it's a wireframe now, it's not exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, we can. Okay.
Yeah,
we can
but since
explore.
you say we should do what do you call it? I forgot. Don't we need vectors to do it, or because?
Don't you need what, vector?
Yeah, to represent most of all those things in mid.
You use vector. I use vector now. You use vector, yeah.
Yeah, but you haven't taught us how to use vectors now.
Are you kidding me? I just showed you how to use a shape. What vector do you need?
Okay, you mean that we should just use shapes, not like.
You don't need to. Yes, it's wireframe. You don't need to include image. I said I'm not saying you should do a high fidelity design. I said I don't think you should do a final screen. It's wireframe assignment I gave to you guys, not to do a final screen design. Do you understand?
Yeah.
You don't need you don't need that vector. Like you use a shape to represent your vector.
So if I'm trying to represent, maybe on the home screen, I have to put home, whatever, like the footers. I have to use like shapes to represent them. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that all right? Is that okay,
Yes,
guys?
it is. Yes, it
Yes, sir.
is.
Yes, sir.
All right. So so at this point we can say class over, right?
Yes, sir. Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
By the way, don't forget to submit your assignment for Monday. Tomorrow, rather. I'll need to get that assignment, guys. It's up or so it's only one person that submitted. It helped me to see what you guys have done, just to make sure that we are doing the right thing. I'll need to
Okay,
get
we
that
have the whole of
assignment, guys.
Monday
It's
to
up.
submit, right?
You
All right.
mean this assignment this Monday?
No, we had an assignment in the previous class.
Okay, you've not given a timeline for this other one.
Excuse me, I want to state something.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
I'm with you. I'm with you. Please, who is there? Who is the person?
This person.
Lamide, is that you?
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
You wanted to say something? All right. So, guys, we call it a day then.
Hello, sir. Sorry, sir. Before you go.
Yeah.
Okay, the timeline for this second assignment.
Interesting. So our next class is next week. Is not this coming week, because of our next class is on the 25th here. So you submit it on 21st.
Okay.
21st.
Okay, sir.
So which other assignment are you talking about? Because I think I'm lost there.
There was an assignment we posted on the group. You guys should do.
Oh, you mean the one sketched with pen?
There was an assignment we did. What did we even do? There was an assignment on the group. I'm pretty sure about that.
I didn't see it.
Yes, you wanted us to replicate an image.
Yes, but don't worry. Yeah, and people have forgotten the assignment. But those that were in the class remember what the assignment is. By the way, forgotten the assignment. If you share with me, I'll say it. So or if we were not in the last class, if you watch the class, you see what assignment was given. It was what we taught in that class. Something like that. Forgotten, but just look at it, please, guys.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Any other thing?
Yeah, good night, sir. Thank you.
All right, good night.
Yes, sir.
Bye, guys.
Sorry,
Thank
sir,
you, sir.
please, where are we to
Thank you,
submit
sir.
it? Is it in the
Send it
WhatsApp
to
group or
send it
to you?
to send it to but that's true. There's an email on the WhatsApp group. There's an email I ask you guys to send it to. Submit assignment to this email. I'm dropping on the group now. Boot camp. I've sent the email.
Is it as a screenshot or like
No,
the Figma?
I need the link, the Figma link. Don't send screenshot to.
All right. Thank you very much.
Screenshot someone and share with me. All right, guys. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye, sir.
Yeah.